I'm Gwen Adams, and man, it feels good to be here back at the Fresh Vision. I just love a room full of hundreds and hundreds of screaming maniac women, so I'm right at home here. Special welcome to each of you. I know we have several of you here from other churches, and we especially welcome you. We just love to be together as a community of women who just love Jesus. Well, tonight the message is on real power, and a topic for me that has been close to my heart since I was born. Always wanted it, never felt like I had it. But there was a moment of utter and total power that I had on Mother's Day this year. It was amazing. You see, what happened was we'd come by a waxing kit. And I'm not just talking about the little thing of wax that you get, you stick in the microwave to do a little bit of spot waxing here and there. I'm talking about a kit and 6 jars of wax and a packet of strips and wooden sticks and oils and other things that came in this, and a video. And my husband brought it home from church that day and said, "Honey, I guess you wanted a waxing kit." Well, it's a long story short how I acquired this, but I did, okay? And so the guy who gave it to Mark to give to me said, "Now you need to be careful when waxing. It's not as easy as it looks, and it can damage you. You can cause varicose veins, you can cause bruising, you could possibly rip your skin off." So we decided to sit down and watch the video. Mark was really cautious about this. "Now, are you sure you know what you're doing?" I said, "I have no idea what I'm doing, hon." So, well, let's watch the video together. That is the only rated X movie we've ever watched together. About halfway through, I started cluing in. Maybe I should send the kids out. One of the things that this man said to my husband when he gave this kit was, "This can be a very romantic thing to do together as a couple. You can help her wax her legs and whatever." So I think that piqued Mark's interest in maybe wanting to, check this out. So anyway, after watching the video, how hard can it be? But Mark had this caution in the back of his mind, and he said, "Well," so I said, "Well, I think I'm going to try that on my legs." He goes, "Well, before you do, hon, I would prefer that you tried it on me somewhere so you don't hurt yourself." Women, I have found a way to help men identify with childbirth. So I thought, well, I always shave the back of his neck, so in a practical sense, that would probably be the best place to wax. Okay, he's been at church all day. He's tired, so he lays down on the sheet that I put on the floor. He takes his shirt off. He's snuggling in there, and then I start applying the very warm, soothing wax to the back of his neck. He's enjoying it, so I think, why ruin it right now? He's enjoying the application of wax, so I'll just go ahead and wax his whole neck. About down to here. Following all the instructions I saw on the aforementioned video. And then in that quiet moment, I applied the paper strip to one section of his neck, and I just ripped it off. My husband could scream like a junior high girl. He stood up straight to his feet and did the one thing you should never do with wax on the back of your neck. Well, then it was a painful, and he said, "Just wash it off, wash it off." He's screaming and yelling at me like I did something wrong. I said, "Just lay down, it doesn't wash off its wax. I gotta rip it off. Now lay down on the street." rip and he proceeded to writtle in pain all over the floor, and I thought I was going to pee my pants. I felt bad for not having more sympathy, but oh, the feeling of power. You know that you and I were really made for power? We really were. I'm transitioning here. And I know enough about all of you to know that you long for power, don't you? Because there's not a woman in this room that enjoys things like, enjoys not having a voice, or not having any input, right? Or how about never being needed? Does anyone like that feeling? How about never finding any kind of real spot to exercise who you are? There's not a woman in here who enjoys that. It's voiced for me in the movies that I like to watch. I love movies like Lady Jane, Anne of Green Gables, Pride and Prejudice, because there's some powerful women there who, in a time when women really weren't supposed to have any power. And I love that. We all long for it. And you know how I know that we were designed for that kind of power? Because in a perfect world, back in the garden where Adam and Eve were, Eve longed for power. And I want to remind you that her longing for power came long before she met a snake. Let's go back to that garden. Her food was provided for her. She had the hottest man on the planet. As a bonus, he was the only man on the planet. She was naked and proud of it. There was no petty jealousy, no comparisons, no keeping up with the Jones. Just play, play, play all day with her perfect naked husband. In addition to that, she had intimacy and fellowship, face to face with the God of the universe. In that context, Eve wanted more. We are never satisfied. Don't you find that stunning? She was so easily enticed to be like God and have his mind. If there ever was a grab for power, it was that day when Eve met a snake.